Okay.
I'm just hungry.
Okay.
I'm
You
literally because I'm hungry.
you
And I
probably
also
should eat
haven't had
something.
any coffee. I've just had water. And it's almost noon. I'm starving. I kind of want some Indian food today.
How?
How what?
How have you not had coffee?
Um, because I woke up and then it was time to record. And I was like, I'm not going to drink on the air today. I'm not going to drink on the air. I'm going to try to be good. I know. I've had nothing.
There would be homicide.
I've had nothing. Before we begin, would you like an update on
What about homicide made you get to this? I want to know. Anyway, keep going.
I don't know. Would you like an update on how my YouTube experience is going since I went in a few months ago
I
and
would
completely
love it.
cleared my search history and watch history?
Yes, I would love an update.
Ma'am, you are not going to believe the stuff that is coming through now. I'm like, where have you people been? So
Who is it?
this is January. Nope, I'm sorry. Nope, this is February 3rd. Back in November 2022, I went into my YouTube account. I completely uh deleted my entire watch history and search history because YouTube wasn't giving me what I was asking it to give me. The
It wasn't
number
serving
of
looks.
I'm serious, like the number of black women booktubers that have been coming in my feed who I have never seen in all of my YouTube watching is astounding to me. I did not know they existed, but they are now coming in my feed. Also, I'm getting more quality channels where women are talking about, and some men are talking about literary fiction. So those two things are delighting me so much. But these black women that are showing up in my YouTube feed that have booktube channels, like with current videos, because before I would search and I would find some, but it would be like they hadn't posted in like over a year. YouTube is
Yeah.
now showing me and giving me active black women booktubers. I'm like, oh, is my experiment working? Is it working? So the number of channels that I'm being shown in my feed is just like wonderful because also I'm seeing less channels being fed to me that are young girls who only read YA fantasy and more women in general and men who are talking about literary fiction like I like. So
Interesting.
it's very interesting. It's very, very interesting. So we'll see. We'll see how like after a whole like year where this like takes me. But I'm excited.
I have been having to tell YouTube that no, I don't want to watch this content for the first time in a while. I think because I have spent too much time watching things like that. So, like, I watch a lot of like anti MLM content,
Mhm.
multi level marketing, not men loving men. We love men loving men. Um, and there's a whole component of that is connected with like the church and religion and stuff like that. And I watch a lot of people who do like video essays on different things in evangelical America because
Mhm.
boy, are they crazy. And
Mhm.
YouTube now seems to think that I want like actual Christian videos. And I'm like, you missed a key part of the things that
Yeah.
I'm watching, like they're all critical of. I don't want
Yeah.
sermons. Like I don't want
Yeah.
actual biblical
Uh-huh.
advice.
That is not why I
so,
came
for,
to this
so
party,
for the
okay?
first time I've had to be like, no YouTube, I am not interested in this.
Wow. Yeah, it's really tricky because if you search for a particular thing one time, then YouTube thinks, oh, you want this one particular thing all the time. And it's like, no, no, no. I'm just having a moment. And this moment's gonna pass, and then I'm gonna want something else. And
Hmm.
they the algorithm can't like s- feed that stuff out. It can't like parse it.
Yeah, the algorithm doesn't understand when you're just going down a rabbit hole because you're talking about something with a group of people and when you're like
Exactly.
actually genuinely watching the content.
Exactly. So I have a solution for that too, right? So I have two accounts. So when I'm in one of
Yeah.
my when I'm in one of my temporary random rabbit hole moods, I'll go to the other account and watch it over
My
there.
See, my problem with that is that on my account, I pay to not have ads. And when I watch on my other accounts that have ads,
Oh,
I lose
and
my
you just
mind.
can't. Yeah. Okay.
And
Yeah.
that is some of the best money I've ever spent because I don't really
Really.
watch very much of anything else. I watch just like a lot of YouTube. I need a new desk chair. Anyway, I watch a lot of YouTube,
Yeah.
and I not having ads is like the best thing you could ever do for yourself. Let me tell you,
Wow.
best money
Okay.
I've ever spent.
Well, that's what I do. But
And I think they get paid at a better rate from people who have YouTube Premium.
really
Yeah, they get paid in a different bucket. Like there's a different bucket of money from that.
interesting. Okay. Well, I just wanted to share that. I think my little YouTube experiment is working, and I'm
Excellent.
really happy with what I'm being, fed in my channel feed. So I'll give another update in a couple of months. See where we are.
Excellent. I
Don't
look
let me
forward
down, YouTube.
I look forward to this experiment. I think that it's fantastic.
You heard me,
I'm
YouTube.
scared to
Don't
do
let me
that
down.
because I will miss certain other things. I think I read so many other things. Oh my god, I watch so many other things on YouTube that my whole algorithm's kooky.
It is. It is. Yeah, but it's
It's
fine.
like books and anti MLM and like
Oh, I
I
get
don't
it.
know what else.
I did say about that time
Sound
going down a rabbit
rooms
hole
and
of watching the day in the life of multiple like airline stewardesses. I just was following just a bunch
Mhm.
of airline stewardesses, men and women, and it was just so fascinating to me. I don't know why, but like I was in this rabbit hole for like 3 months. I just was like, I just want to know how y'all pack a bag. Where you? I just needed to know. I needed to know how they live their lives. So I get it. I get in these like very temporary random ass rabbit holes on YouTube with things that don't make sense to a lot of people, but
Yeah.
brought me a lot of joy.
Mm.
So, mhm.
Well,
All right. Well, what are you reading, or what have you just finished?
so I am currently reading. I'm reading an arc. I would like, yes, thank you. Some applause would be that, that would be great. I am reading Mr. Cato Plays Family, which is
Oh.
coming out in June from Forge and is wonderful for 12 women, 12 countries. And
Mm.
this is translated from a language I cannot remember. Because I don't remember what language she writes in, because I think she's like Japanese and something else.
Mhm.
This is Melina Michiko Flash. I don't know. That's her name. If you can
Yeah.
read that,
Uh-huh.
it's got that weird V thing over an S. Anyway, it's only weird to me because it's not how I. Yeah. Anyway, so this is was sold to me by Forge as sort of similar to Bachman's Man Called Ove, and it definitely is. I hate Mr. Cato. I am like, I'll move my bookmark because I never move my bookmark. Oh God, I am here. I'm like 10 chapters in, and Mr. Cato sucks. He really
Oh.
sucks. So he and his wife are living in different rooms.
Okay.
Uh, they have different ideas of what life should be.
Oh.
They have they're not really talking. Something has gone wrong uh, along the way because he flashes back a little bit to the earlier days of their relationship. Mr. Cato is walking home from the doctor's office and has a moment of frivolity in a cemetery where he's doing some ballet, and this random lady, don't ask, and some random lady pops out from behind a tree and like is like, oh, that was really good, and he's like embarrassed, and she informs him that she's part of this agency where people pretend to be different family members. So you can hire somebody, one of these actors, to, I don't know, be your sister at your wedding and give your speech, or like be your mother and, grill some potential love interest, whatever you need. And kind of like where we left him off is he gets home and you see just how like annoyed he is with his wife because she leaves, and like he has to like basically the wife has done everything for this man to the point where like he doesn't even know how to like heat up his own food, or like has catered to every single one of his needs, and it sounds like at this point she's fed up. And I don't blame her. And we don't know
I don't
what
blame you,
got
ma'am.
them in different, I don't know yet, like what got them in separate rooms, what
Yeah.
set them off, like how the marriage has gotten here. But they're older, they have grown up children, that kind of thing. And yeah, so I'm really curious to see how this goes because right now I hate
Mm.
him. I think I'm supposed to hate him. He is eventually supposed to start doing this whole playing family thing, and I'm hoping that that makes him learn how to like be a better husband and a better partner and all of that. But right now, I hate this man, and that's exactly where I'm supposed to be because he is
Okay.
a useless human. He's literally like annoyed because
Wow.
he gets home and his wife has left a note that says like there's food in the fridge, you'll have to heat it up. And like as he's going to the fridge to get it, he's like all annoyed that like she didn't tell him how to heat it up, and then she like opens it up and there's like notes on everything to tell him what to do because he's that inept, right? And then like and like it's just she
Oh
has
my
to do everything
goodness.
for this man because he's useless.
Yeah,
You want
this
to wring his neck
sounds
as a woman, you want to wring his neck.
this sounds interesting.
So
Okay. I
hopefully we have a nice redemption arc.
Yeah, you gotta let me know how that
Yeah. So it
ends.
says, using lessons learned from his play families, he strives to reconnect with his loved ones, to become the father and the husband they deserve, and to live the life he always wanted. So hopefully, our little friend decides to stop being so annoying.
It does sound like he's going to learn a lot of life lessons by by playing other people's family members.
Yeah. So, but
I'm intrigued by this one.
it's the kind of read that just, I don't know, I feel like it
Hmm.
ends up being uplifting at some point.
Yeah, I'm intrigued by it. All right. So one of the many books that I'm reading right now is a arc of the Writing Retreat by Julia Bartz, and this comes out on February 21st. Today is February 3rd.
Oh,
Um,
I almost got that as a book of the month pick, and then I said, screw it. I don't like any of these picks.
yeah, I saw their picks and I was like, okay, my decision was well founded. Leave you all alone. Okay, it says Alex has all but given up on her dreams of becoming a published author when she receives a once in a lifetime opportunity. Attend an exclusive month long writing retreat at the estate of feminist horror writer Rosa Vallo or Vio. Even the knowledge that Ren, her former best friend and current rival, is attending doesn't dampen her excitement. But when the attendees arrive, Rosa drops a bombshell. They must all complete an entire novel from scratch during the next month, and the author of the best one will receive a life-changing seven-figure publishing deal. Determined to win this seemingly impossible contest, Alex buckles down and tries to ignore the strange happenings at the estate, including Rosa's erratic behavior. So I'm just like three chapters in, and all I know right now is that Ren and her former best friend, something happened between them to the point where they are no longer friends. And Ren is very awkward anytime that she is in a setting at an event where her former best friend is also at. So it has not been revealed what has happened between them, but it's a very awkward situation, and I'm dying to know what the hell went down in their friendship. So that is the Writing Retreat by Julia Bartz, out February 21st from, I think is this Knopf? No, this is Atria. Yes, from Atria Books. Thank you, Atria, for this advanced copy. All right.
Sorry, Mercy was crying at the bottom of the stairs, and I thought maybe she had stolen a sweet potato, but it just looks like her little pumpkin toy. I, this girl has been driving me crazy. She ate some more butter yesterday. Did I tell you she ate 6 dinner rolls while we were at work?
Okay,
Six dinner
Mercy.
rolls.
Good
6 dinner
grief.
rolls. She went up on the counter and stole them and ate 6 dinner rolls. She's going to be a diabetic.
Jeez.
She's so fat. So I have a retractable gate coming because that's what she needs in her life. What is that
Yeah.
now? Marcy, that better be a toy and not something you're not supposed to have down there. Whatever. Nothing I can do about it now. Anyway, so what are we here for? Not for updates about my dog and her terrible eating habits.
Well, 2023, in my opinion, is proven to be another year where fantastic books are being released. And I'm super excited about many of them. So today we're going to just share with you 10 anticipated reads that are coming out between February and mid May that we are both excited to get our hands on and read.
Yes. Do you want to go
Yeah.
first?
Sure. All right. My first one is Your Driver is Waiting by Priya Guns. And this comes out, look at that cover. And this comes
It
out
is a good cover.
February 28th. February 28th from Doubleday. Thank you, Doubleday, for this advanced copy. So I'm going to read a little bit from the back. Um, Damani is tired. Her father just died on the job at a fast food joint, and now she lives paycheck to paycheck in a basement, caring for her mom and driving for an app that is constantly cutting her take. The city is rolling in protest. Everybody's in solidarity with somebody, but while she keeps hearing that they're fighting for change on behalf of people like her, she literally can't afford to pay attention. Then she gives a ride to Jolene. 5 stars, obviously. Jolene seems like she
Jolene.
could be the perfect girlfriend, attentive, attractive, an ally, and their chemistry is off the charts. Jolene's done with reading. She goes to every protest and says all the right things. So maybe Damani can look past the one thing that's holding her back. She's never dated anyone with money before, not to mention a white girl with money. I'm excited for this. I think they said that this is like a take on the movie Taxi.
Oh, interesting.
So I think I want to watch the movie and then read this book. But I'm excited for this.
Sorry, I'm going
So
to be
that is your
distracted
okay. So that
watching
is Your
this
Driver
demon.
is Waiting by Priya Guns, out from Doubleday on February 28th.
Alright, I got the demon on camera down here, so I'm going to be watching her. Uh, so I'm going to try to put these in chronological order in some way. So, uh, yeah, hopefully I don't miss anything. So my first one is coming out this month. It comes out on February 14th, and that is The Last Tale of the Bride by Roshani Chokshi. I can never say her name right.
Oh, I know
She
who you're talking
wrote
about.
she wrote The Gilded Wolves, and I did enjoy that series. And this one just looks really interesting. The cover is also stunning. I have none of these to show you, unfortunately, and I'm sorry. It's a sumptuous Gothic infused story sold about a marriage that is unraveled by dark secrets and a friendship cursed to end in tragedy and the danger of believing in fairy tales. This is her adult debut, and I'm very curious to see
Hmm,
how this is. They give us these stupid blurbs down here, combining the lush and haunting atmosphere of Mexican Gothic with the dreamy enchantment of the invisible life of Addie LaRue. It's
hmm.
spellbound, binding, and darkly romantic page turner about love and lies, secrets and betrayal, and the stories we tell ourselves to survive. It just sounds really like potentially something I could love. It could also
Very
suck
interesting.
terribly.
It's always interesting too when someone makes the leap from writing YA to adult.
Hmm.
So that'll be
It's always a
different.
curious thing. Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So that's The Last Tale of the Flower Bride by Roshani Chokshi. I am definitely saying it wrong, but
And the pub date again.
yeah, it's February 14th. I don't know who publishes any of these, so
Perfect.
just ignore
All
me.
right.
Thank you.
Okay, my next one is Hospital by Han Sang, translated from the Chinese by Michael Berry. And this is out from Amazon Crossing on March 1st. It is the first of three full length novels, Hospital being the first one, Exorcism being the second, and Phantom being the third. And I'll just give the short blurb. It says a twisted, wildly imaginative tale of one man's mysterious illness and his journey through a dystopian hospital system. That is really all I needed to know. I have pre-ordered this.
You'll
That's
have to
what
let me
happened.
know how that goes. That sounds
Yeah.
interesting.
Mm-hmm. So
When is that
again,
come out again?
That's Hospital by Han Sang, translated from the Chinese by Michael Berry, out from Amazon Crossing on March 1st.
All right. So this was in our newsletter that went out today, but I'm stealing two from there because I just want you all to know about them in case you missed our newsletter over on Substack. Go subscribe to our Substack so you don't miss anything. Anyway, A Day of Fallen Night by Samantha Shannon comes out February 28th. This is
Yes,
the book
please.
I never thought we were going to get. It's the
No
prequel
one
to
knew.
Priory of the Orange Tree. I never knew we were getting one. I loved Priory. I want more about the women in this book. This is
Hmm.
before the Priory of the Orange Tree. I am expecting dragons. I'm expecting intrigue. I'm expecting just like, I don't know. I want lesbian romps. I want
All of
everything.
it.
I am
All of it.
so excited for this
Yes.
book. So I had this one on
Here, here.
pre-order so that I don't have to miss it. Because of the stupid no buy.
I
Um,
pre-ordered it too.
yeah, A Day of Fallen Night. It's out the 28th of February, and it's by Samantha Shannon. If for some reason you do not know who this is by, uh, I'm going to be shocked when a giant hardcover arrives because I have Priory and paperback, and I probably should have
Oh,
gotten
you
this in
do?
paperback.
Oh, I have Priory in hardcover, but I got a good
Books,
deal on it.
books that big are better in paperback
Uh,
because
it
I
doesn't
can
make any
hold them.
difference to me.
I have
I
I
tell you
have
what though,
arm issues. Okay,
I
I'm
know,
busting.
I know. I'm definitely going to read Priory right after I read the prequel. I just
Hmm.
I'm looking forward to that world
Hmm.
again. I'm excited about it.
I
Yeah, that
still
was a nice
remember that
surprise.
buddy. I still remember that buddy read. I remember that
Oh my god,
this
we
was
had
like
so much
right in the
fun.
beginning. This was right at the beginning of the pandemic
Yeah.
because I remember listening to it going to like my newish still job at this
Mhm.
newish hospital to me and like
Yeah.
just I yeah, I'll never forget that one. So,
Yeah, that was one of our first buddy reads when like all of like us new people had joined the group. That was really fun.
yeah, that was a good one.
Okay, my next one is Cursed Bread by Sophie McIntosh. And this is out from Doubleday on March 2nd. Thank you,
Girl,
Doubleday,
I
for
want
this.
that book so
Oh,
bad.
you do?
Yes, and they didn't give it to me.
Ask them again, though.
I think
Oh,
I
and you
did
know
ask
how they'll,
again.
but you know what happens, though? They'll send another thing and then it'll be on there again.
I think I said yes to it at some point. I feel like they asked again recently and I was like,
Yeah.
"Yes, I still really want this stupid book."
Yeah. So this is Cursed Bread by Sophie McIntosh, out from Doubleday on March 2nd. It says, still reeling in the aftermath of the deadliest war of the world had ever seen. The small town of Point Saint Esprit collectively lost its mind. Some historians believe the mysterious illness and violent hallucinations were caused by spoiled bread. Others claim it was a result of covert government testing on the local population. That's all I'm going to read. I'm excited about this. It's very short, but I think this is going to be really good. So, again, that's Cursed Bread by Sophie McIntosh, out from Doubleday on March 2nd.
It just sounds so good. I'm so curious
It
about that
really
one.
does.
Um Okay, so I have also out on the 28th of February, The Crane Husband by Kelly Barnhill. This is out from Tor.com. I do have a copy here in the house, but I'm not getting up to get it. So this is by the same author who wrote When Women Were Dragons, and also another one that I've
Okay.
never read. It's probably going to be The Girl Who Drank the Moon, which I haven't read yet, but I loved When Women Were Dragons. So I'm super curious to see about this novella for Tor. And yeah, so this is a 15-year-old teenager is the backbone of her small Midwestern family, budgeting the household finances and raising her younger brother while her mom, a talented artist, weaves beautiful tapestries. For 6 years, it's been just the three of them. Her mom has brought home guests at times, but none have ever stayed. Yet, when her mom brings home a 6 foot tall crane with a menacing air, the girl is powerless to prevent her mom letting the intruder into her heart and her children's lives. Utterly enchanted and numb to his sharp edges, her mom abandons the world around her to weave the masterpiece the crane demands. It's a stunning contemporary retelling of the crane wife, um, which is a story I don't really know, but I'm really, really, really excited for this. I feel like I will try
Yeah.
anything she writes. It's this a raw, powerful story of love, sacrifice, and family. So this is out the
Mm.
28th, and it's The Crane Husband by Kelly Barnhill. It's nice and
Like
short too,
it.
because it's a little novella.
I like it. I like it.
Hmm.
Okay, next I have Mad Diary of Malcolm Malarkey by Mark Axelrod. And this is out from Dalkey Archive Press on March 7th. And it says the Mad Diary of Malcolm Malarkey is a kind of postmodern May December black comedy about the 60ish cancer stricken Oxford educated Irish English literature professor Malcolm Malarkey, who falls in love with the beautiful 30ish Italian returning graduate student Liliana Liliano, who by then has tragically lost her husband in an auto accident. Malarkey has no respect for things that are politically correct and often runs into problems with their administration, if not the local police. While Liliana, after years of trying to crack the glass ceiling, quits the corporate world and returns to university to pursue her passion, literature. And then it goes on about the relationship, and I'm just really into it. I need to read it. I just need it in my life. It sounds right up my alley. And that is the Mad Diary of Malcolm Malarkey by Mark Axelrod, out from Dalkey Archive Press on March 7th.
All right. So I have out on, I think this is on March 7th too. Wait, did we like just look at that? Look at us. Um, this is Wayward with an E, Weyard.
Mm.
Amelia Hart. Okay, so this, first of all, the cover is stunning. I wish I could show it to you. I can't. This is a spellbinding story. I love that. I love everything spellbinding nowadays. I
Mm-hmm.
am wayward. I am a wayward and wild inside. You have three stories. Not 2019. Under cover of darkness, Kate flees London for a ramshackled wayward cottage inherited from a great aunt she barely remembers. With a tumbling ivy, an overgrown garden, the cottage is worlds away from the abusive partner who tormented Kate, but she begins to suspect that her great aunt had a secret, one that lurks in the bones of the cottage, hidden ever since the witch hunts of the 17th century. Then we go back to 1619. Altha is awaiting trial for the murder of a local farmer who was stamped to death by his herd. As a girl, Altha's mother taught her magic, a kind of not rooted a kind not rooted in spellcasting but in deep knowledge of the natural world. But unusual women have always been deemed dangerous, and as the evidence of the witchcraft is set out against Altha, she knows it will take all of her powers to maintain her freedom. And then we go to 1942. As World War II rages, Violet is trapped in her family's grand crumbling estate. I cannot say that word. Straitjacketed by societal conventions. Sorry, I started seeing like J's next to T's, and I was like, "This is Swedish." Anyway, straitjacketed by societal conventions, she longs for the robust education of her brother receives, and for her mother, long deceased, who was rumored to have gone mad before her death. The only traces Violet has of her are the locket bearing the initial W and the word wayward scratched into the baseboard of her bedroom, weaving together stories of three extraordinary women across 5 centuries. Amelia Hart's Wayward is an enthralling novel of female resilience and transformative power of the natural world. Yes,
That's one of our Libro picks.
yes, I know.
That cover is gorgeous.
The cover
It is
is
absolutely gorgeous.
stunning. So this is out March 7th. I'm so psyched for this. I cannot wait. And I'm so happy I at least have an audio copy of it to listen to.
Very nice.
Hmm.
Okay, my next one is The Nursery by Sylvia Molnar, and this is out from Pantheon on March 21st. And it says, there is the before and the after. Withering in the maternal prison of her apartment, a new mother finds herself spiraling into a state of complete disaffection. As a translator, she is usually happy to spend her days as the invisible interpreter. But now, home alone with her newborn, she is ill at ease with this state of perpetual giving, caring, feeding. The instinct to keep her baby safe conflicts with the intrusive thoughts of causing the baby harm, and she struggles to reclaim her identity just as it seems to dissolve from underneath her. Like, of course I'm going to read this.
Yeah, you're
What?
going to read that. That
Thank
says
you,
Naomi
Pantheon, for this.
all over it.
Right? Thank you, Pantheon, for this advanced copy. And this is The Nursery by Sylvia Molnar, out March 21st from Pantheon.
I did not request that. All right. So I have a new T King Fisher for everybody. So that is
Mm.
a House with Good Bones. And this is out the end of March, March 28th. This is a shorty. but hopefully a goodie. A haunting Southern Gothic from our award-winning master of suspense, T. King
Mm.
Fisher.
Mm-hmm.
A House with Good Bones explores the dark, twisted roots lurking just beneath the veneer of a perfect home and family. And then it says, Mom seems off. That's all I'm going to leave it at. It looks really good. I need, I need it. I need it. I need it in my
I
life.
like it. I like it. Okay.
Yeah. I believe this is out from Tor. Yes, it's out from Tor Nightfire. I do not believe that I don't think I have an early copy of this. I think I don't know. Maybe they didn't. Maybe I don't know. I don't have it.
But you can always email your rep and just ask. You've done that before.
Yeah, I have, but I have to like. Yeah, I'm not good. I get scared.
But you know these people.
I know. It's called social anxiety. Look it up.
All right, my next one is This Is Not Miami by Fernanda Melchor. It's translated from
Oh,
the Spanish by Sophie Hughes, and this is coming out on April 4th from New Directions. So it says, set in and around the Mexican city of Veracruz. This Is Not Miami delivers a series of devastating stories spiraling from real events that bleed together, reportage, and the author's rich and rigorous imagination. These narrative nonfiction pieces probe deeply into the motivations of murders and misfits, into their desires and circumstances, forcing us to understand them and even empathize, despite our wish to simply label them monsters. I'm excited about this. It's also giving me Rogue vibes a little bit, so I'm excited to read this. I like her, and it'll be my first piece of nonfiction from her. So again, that is This Is Not Miami, by Fernanda Melchor, translated from the Spanish by Sophie Hughes, out from New Directions on April 4th.
you know what? I think I missed this email. I don't think I emailed any of the things. Sorry, I'm still stuck on T. Kingfisher. I feel like this is the month that I missed.
That you missed
You
what? To
know,
respond to get the books?
yeah, I'm bad.
You're bad.
I'm bad. Because Pinata looked really good too. Anyway, moving on with my life. So, my next one for you is The Sinister Booksellers of Bath by Garth Nix. This is the second. I didn't know there was going to be a second.
I didn't
Um,
either.
in The Left-Handed Booksellers of London, and I loved that book. It's so fast-paced. Absolutely loved it. This is out on March 21st, and I would very much like Harper to get their shit together and settle this
Hmm.
contract with their union, because this is out from Harper Teen and they need to get their shit together. So just a reminder that as of recording, they are still negotiating a contract and they deserve a fair contract and a living wage. Um, so yeah,
Wow.
that's that.
Yeah. Yeah. I had no idea it was going to be a series of sorts. I thought it was just a standalone.
No, it's
Mm.
apparently going to be a series. I can't believe I missed this.
It's not too late. I say email your rep. That's all. That's what I
You want
say.
me to email
Email
them?
your rep. I just kicked my damn webcam. Email your rep. Yes, you know those people. You talk to them. Yes, email them. I missed it. Do you have any more left for me? Please send me one. All right. All right. My next one is The Middle Daughter by, bear with me, by Chika Unigwe. That may be wrong. I'm very sorry if it is. And this is coming out on April 4th from Zank Books or Dank Books. Thank you so much for this advance copy. So it says, when 17-year-old Nani loses her older sister and then her father in quick succession, her world spins off its axis. Isolated and misunderstood by her grieving mother and remaining sister, she's drawn to an itinerant preacher, a handsome, self proclaimed man of God who offers her a new place to belong. All too soon, Nanny finds herself estranged from her family, tethered to her abusive husband by children she loves but cannot fully comprehend. She must find the courage to break free and wrestle her life back without losing what she loves most. This says a modern reimagining of the myth of Hades and Persephone with a Nigerian family. The Middle Daughter charts Nanny's journey to freedom and homecoming. So again, that's The Middle Daughter by Chika Nwigwe, out from Dank Books on April 4th. Boom.
Sorry, I'm typing an email to someone.
All right. Give us your next one.
All right, my next one, and I'll finish that email while you're talking on your next
Yes, because I have a few more.
Where are we? We were here. We were gonna go here. Oh, this is easy. So Greek Lessons by Han Kang comes out on April 18th. It's also one of our TBR Lowdown picks, I think, for May. And I very looking forward to this, even though I've already read it. But I'm mostly at this point looking forward to discussing it with Naomi because I feel like
Hmm.
we're gonna have it's gonna be a good discussion. So this is
Okay.
basically following two different people. You have a teacher who is losing his eyesight, and you have a student who doesn't talk. And they are in the same class, and they have a relationship of sorts that develops out of this and all that. So it's very Han Kang, and the writing's very Han Kang. It's very poetic sometimes. I'm trying to think of the right ways to say this, but I'm very excited for you to read it more than
Okay.
anything. I'm excited for you to read it because I just think that there's going to be stuff to discuss out of this one. So yeah, that's Greek Lessons by Han Kang, and that comes out on April 18th, and you can read it along with us in May. Boom.
Yes. Booyah.
Back to
All
me.
right. Down to my final three. My next one is No Edges by multiple authors, translated from the Swahili by multiple translators. And this is out on April 11th from Tilted Access Press. This is the first collection of Swahili fiction in English translation. No Edges introduces 8 East African writers from Tanzania and Kenya as they share tales of sorcerers, Nairobi junkyards, cross country bus rides, and spaceships that blast prisoners into eternity. Here, we're encouraged to explore the chaos of life on a crowded earth, as well as the otherworldly realms lying just beneath our reach. Through language bursting with rhythm and vivid African futurist visions, these writers summon the boundless future into being. This sounds so amazing, and I'm so excited to read this. So, again, this is No Edges by multiple authors, translated from the Swahili by multiple translators, out April 11th from Tilted Access Press. So psyched for that.
Well, writing emails and doing this is not a good idea, but I just
Yes.
really want to not forget this, okay? We're doing this live, well, just filming this, okay? All right, bear with me. All right, the next one I have is In the Lives of Puppets for TJ from TJ Klune, which I did not even bother asking for an arc of this when I have it on my
Why
Kindle,
not?
but because it's TJ motherfucking Klune. Who am
I
I to
don't
get a
care. He lives
whatever?
like 30 minutes away from me.
We should go visit. Let's text him when I'm down there. Let's message him and be like, TJ, do you want to be on our podcast? Um, you think I'm joking. Um, anyway, so this comes out on April 25th, and I am excited for this. I'm excited for any TJ Klune. TJ Klune books just fill a very lovely part of my soul with warmth and happiness, and this is an enchanting tale of Pinocchio in the end of times. Uh, and I'm here for it. In a strange little home built into the branches of a grove of trees live three robots: fatherly inventor and droid Giovanni Lawson, a pleasantly sadistic nurse machine, and a small vacuum desperate for love and attention. Victor Lawson, a human, lives there too. They are a family, hidden and safe. The day Vic salvages and repairs an unfamiliar android labeled HAP, HAP, he learns of a shared dark past between Hap and Geo, a past spent hunting humans. When Hap unwittingly alerts robots from Geo's former life to their whereabouts, the family is no longer hidden and safe. Geo is captured and taken back to his old laboratory in the city of electric dreams. So together, the rest of Vic's assembled family must journey across an unforgiving and otherworldly country to rescue Geo from decommission or worse, reprogramming.
Mm,
I mean, I just
okay.
it's I know I'm gonna love it. I know somehow it's gonna be heartwarming. I don't know where he gets this. It's giving me like, oh, I don't know. It just I'm so excited. Anyway, April 25th, In the Lives of Puppets, TJ Klune.
I know you
I'm here
love
for
him.
it.
I've never read anything by him.
I do. I
I
love
know you love
him.
him, though.
I do.
I only know that he lives out here because he lost his dog. I was like, oh, he's in Fredericksburg? It's like right up the road. So that's the only reason why I know where he lives. My other book group, they were like, "Oh my gosh, he lost his dog. Any way we can help?" I'm like, girl, how are we gonna help? Like, settle down. Anyway, that was weird. So that's
That's
how I know
not
he lives
weird.
out here.
That's not weird at all. People send out things all the time. I know people have found other people's greyhounds through just like,
No, they were like talking about going out to the dog park looking for his dog. That's fucking weird. I don't. That's weird. That's weird. I don't even know you. What like this?
I,
That's like that's weird to me.
I would do that.
Why? Okay, I think it's weird, but okay. So yeah, that's the only reason why. That's how I know he lives out here because of that.
Okay.
He lost his dog, but then he found the dog, so yay for him. All right, my last one. Well, my last two. We're down to the last two. We Are a Haunting by Tyreek White, and this is out from Astra Publishing House on April 25th. In 1980s Brooklyn, Key is enchanted with her world, glowing with her dreams. A charming and tender doula serving the black woman of her East New York neighborhood. She lives, like her mother, among the departed and learns to speak to and for them. Her untimely death leaves her behind her mother, Audrey, who was on the verge of losing the public housing apartment they once shared. Kali, Key's grieving son, soon learns that he too has inherited the sacred gift and begins to slip into the liminal space between the living and the dead on his journey to self-discovery. I'm just I'm just very interested in this story and in this author in general. So I'm quite excited to get my hands on that. I'm so excited I may even email the publisher, and you know I don't do that.
Well, what was that again?
That is We Are a Haunting by Tyreek White, and this is out from Astra Publishing House on April 25th.
Okay. I emailed her,
All right.
just so you know.
All right.
So I did do that. I emailed the lady. Look at me being good. My next one is a bit of a cheat, but I said I could do it. So this is
How is
19
it?
Claws and a Blackbird
It's not a
by
cheat.
Augustina Basterica. Sorry, I don't know why everybody slams doors in this house.
Not in
Um,
this house.
anyway, so this is the lady who wrote Tender as the Flesh, and it's a cheat because it comes out on May 4th in the UK, but we don't get it
That's
here in the
not a
States
cheat.
until June 20th. And I'm hoping that my friends over at Scribner will offer me a copy to early, but we'll see. I haven't gotten my June releases yet. So, um, so much banging. Anyway, sorry. So this is a collection of 19 dark, wildly imagined short stories from the author of Tender is the Flesh. Trying to give you breaks here, Naomi, from all the slamming, so it's not so terrible.
It doesn't matter. I'm gonna have to. It already happened to me, so it's a wrap.
We need she sheds, listeners. We need she
Yes.
sheds. So
Yes.
it's the collection of 19 brutal, darkly funny short stories taken into our deepest fears and through our most disturbing fantasies, through stories about violence, alienation, and dystopia. Her vision of the human experience emerges in complex and unexpected ways, often unsettling and sometimes thrilling and always profound. I'm so excited for this. I know it's like short stories are not for everybody. I know that Tender as the Flesh was not for everybody, but it was for me, and
It was for
I'm
me too.
excited.
Yes. Number one, it's not a cheat because it actually the pub date is what May whatever.
Hmm.
That's not a cheat. And I'm just gonna pre-order from Blackwell, so I don't care because I
I'm
like
gonna
that
see
cover.
if it shows up on my list from Scribner because I have not gotten
That email
that
yet from
list.
them.
Yeah, so
Hmm.
I'm gonna see if I can get that.
Yeah, that's a pre-order for me from Blackwell's. All right. So, oh, did you want to repeat the title, author, and pub dates again?
Yeah. Sorry, I got distracted with all the banging. 19 Claws and a Blackbird, stories by Augustina Basterica. I can't say her last name right. I'm sorry. She's an Argentine author. I don't know who translated her work. It's out on May 4th from UK and June 20th here in the States.
Boom.
Get
All
it.
right, I'm excited about that one. I like her style. I really enjoyed Tender as the Flesh.
I
So
dig it. I thought Tender and Splash was great. I think that ending was bonkers. Like,
yeah,
woo, I was here for it.
I need to find me a thrifted copy or just order it on Abe. But I need it in my collection. All right, my last one, Cold Nights of Childhood. I cannot pronounce this name. Cold Nights of Childhood by Tazar Ozlu. This is translated from the Turkish by Maureen Freely. And this is out on May 2nd from Transit Books. And so it says, um, hang on, I just lost my page. There we go. All right. So the narrator of this novel is between lovers. She is in and out of psychiatric wards where she is forced to undergo electric shock treatments. She is between Berlin and Paris. She returns to Istanbul in search of freedom, happiness, and new love. Set across the rambling orchards of a childhood in the Turkish provinces and the smoke-filled cafes of European capitals, Cold Nights of Childhood offers a sensual, unflinching portrayal of a woman's sexual encounters and psychological struggle, staging a clash between unbridled feminine desire and repressive patriarchal society. What? Yes. So, again, that is Cold Nights of Childhood by Tazar Ozlu, translated from the Turkish by Maureen Freely, out May 2nd from Transit Books.
Sounds exciting.
It does. It
So
does.
my last one I'm sneaking just in at the cutoff because that's how Tuesdays work this year. But Yellowface by R.F. Kuang.
Whoop, whoop.
It comes out May 16th. I know we said 15th, but that's a Monday, so I'm counting it.
That's still mid.
Um, it's mid-May. So I I'm very excited for this, and we'll see how I like it. What's the harm in a pseudonym? Best-selling sensational Juniper Song is not who she says she is. She didn't write the book she claims she wrote, and she is most certainly not Asian American. In this chilling and hilariously cutting novel from R.F. Kuang.
Hmm.
I really can't wait for this. It's a totally immersive first-person voice. Yellowface takes you on questions of diversity, racism, and cultural appropriation that not only in the publishing industry, but the persistent erasure of Asian American voices and the history by Western white society. R. Kwong's novel is a timely, razor sharp, and eminently readable. So I
Yes.
I am very curious about this one. I think so. Some of my things that I don't really like about R. Kwong is sometimes her characters are very flat to me,
Hmm.
but what I loved about Babel was how, despite having characters that I personally just didn't connect with, I just didn't think that they were fully rounded characters. I didn't emotionally
Hmm.
connect with them. The point of the book, the commentary the book makes, the way that she wove actual history into this fantasy novel,
Hmm.
I loved, and I loved that she's using fictional forms of writing to give just like amazing commentary, very cutthroat commentary on colonialism and all these other really like difficult topics, racism, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so I'm very
Right.
curious to see how that plays out in Yellowface because it's not going to have this fantasy element in it. And I wonder if I'm going to like
Interesting.
it more as a contemporary um, novel because I feel like when you're writing a fantasy, you need to get me into so many things. So you really got to have
Yeah.
a well-rounded character because I can't just have you give me a flat character because you want me to believe this flat character and this world you're
Mhm.
making and
Right.
this. So
Right.
I'm curious to see how, like, as a more contemporary work, that character work of hers does. But don't come at me. I loved Babel. It wasn't super five-star read for me, but I absolutely loved all the commentary of Babel. So I'm very excited to see the commentary in Yellowface.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'm looking forward to reading Yellowface. And for me, I don't plan on reading Babel until the summer. I just feel like I want to read that during the summertime. So no rush there. But I'm very interested in reading Yellowface.
I'm curious to hear what you think about Babel when you get there
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
I feel like I'd seen there was like the initial rush of everybody and all of the like really, really positive things. And then you know how
Mhm.
everything goes. There's this little
Oh,
attrition that
yes.
happens after. And there's different kinds of negative reviews that have come out. There's some of the negative reviews where I'm like, you really are just you saw the cognitive dissonance and you said,
Yeah.
no, I'm going to double down on the racism. But then there's others that I think are actually like critical of of the structure of the book, and it made me feel better to see some more people that were like, yeah, the characters were a little they were a little off for me.
Mhm.
But I loved the book itself. So because I kind of felt in that initial wave alone because there were so many
Yeah.
people that were just so in love with it. Like it was absolute perfection. And I didn't feel like it was absolute perfection. I think it was really good. And
Yeah.
it felt like a weird place to sit, like to be like,
Mhm. Mhm.
I don't know, like a little off of the just absolute love of the book.
Yeah. I I never had high expectations for it. You already know that while I love the Poppy War, read it twice, give it 5 stars twice, I did not so much love books 2 and 3. So while I want to read Babel, I'm not super excited about it and I don't have really any expectations for it.
Yeah.
But I do want to read it because I'm interested in the topic itself. So that's where I land on that. Wow. All right. Are we down to recommendation time?
Sure. I just realized that I need to get another recommendation at some point here. Okay, anyway, yes. You want to go first?
Sure. So, a couple weeks ago, I read an advanced copy of What Napoleon Could Not Do by D.K. Neuro. I hope that's how you say his last name. And this is coming out February 7th from Riverhead Books. Thank you, Riverhead, for this advanced copy. Again, today is February 3rd. So it says, growing up in Ghana, siblings Jacob and Belinda E2 shared an ambition to live in America. To them, the United States is part promised land, part land of opportunity, a country of accomplished women, rich men, and reliable electricity. For Jacob, an awkward computer programmer who still lives at home, America remains frustratingly elusive. Repeatedly denied a visa to move to Virginia to live with his wife he's never met, he resents that he's been continually passed over. By contrast, Belinda has achieved, as their father put it, what Napoleon could not do. She attended school in the United States and married a wealthy black businessman, yet she isn't happy. As the novel unfolds, it becomes clear that for Jacob and Melinda, the American dream is an illusion, and that such a life isn't where they thought it would be. Full of finely drawn characters and written with a yeah. Anyway, this was fantastic, right? So you've got these siblings, and again, they have this desire to be forever in America. While Belinda is already there, she is married to a man whom she does love, but he is very cut off. She does not feel as though he's really revealed all of himself to her, which in turn makes her feel like he doesn't really love her. And then, although he's this wealthy black businessman, she too has gone through so many hurdles in trying to get this green card. And they've been married like over a decade and she still doesn't have it. And things are revealed later on about her husband's background that could be part of the reason why she's not been able to get this green card. So you watch their whole journey. And then there's her brother Jacob, who is married to a woman who lives in the States and they've never met. And as a matter of fact, when the book opens, we are with Jacob's father and some of his family and his wife's family as they are all together working out the divorce arrangements for Jacob and his wife in America. And those parts were hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. So you're trying to figure out what's really going on with Jacob. There's questions about his sexuality, which things about that are revealed later. And I think that what's revealed about his sexuality later is something that we don't really read a lot in non-romance books, and I kind of loved it. But this
Hmm.
was a very interesting story, and I highly recommend picking this up. So that is What Napoleon Could Not Do by D.K. Neuro, out from Riverhead Books on February 7th. It will be out by the time this episode comes out. So
I'm
grab a
very
copy.
intrigued by that cover. That cover is very
Hmm.
interesting to me.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was paying attention to you. I just realized that I needed more recommendations. I don't know why this is the hardest part of preparing for
It
these
is the
things. Is
hardest
like I'm like
part.
read so many books, yet I have nothing to tell you guys about.
It
Anyway,
is.
so I am going to tell you The God of Small Things by
Mm.
Arundhati, by this author. And so Arundhati Roy Arundhati. I try. I can't. Anyway, so this won the Booker in like '97, I believe, and this.
Any podcasters out there struggling to have a quiet home where they're recording? Been there.
So the God of Small Things was phenomenal. I finished reading this recently. I have a review coming. I just have to edit it. So this book was, I guess after I read it, I realized how many people are sort of on the other side of the fence of this. Like, it's kind
Hmm.
of like a love it or hate it book. But I really enjoyed this. You have the story. It's basically about how like a moment can change your entire life. Like
Mm.
minutes can change your entire life. So you have. It's
Yeah.
also about India in the '60s and the '90s and some of the things that are going on politically there. Um, so you have it flashes back between like the late '60s and the mid '90s, and you're following this family that kind of falls apart in that time period. And there's the mother. There's a lot of characters, but there's a mother. Her name is Amu, and she's got twins children, like fraternal twins, Estha and Rahal, and they are kind of treated very differently because their mother's divorced. She's sort of like not as high up in the family as other people. Like she
Mm.
kind of gets shunned a little bit because of that. The kids don't get treated as well. Something happens to the son that really damages him. Something happens to the daughter in exchange with the mom that really
Mm.
seems to affect her. And then something actually happens with the mother that really affects them. And then there's something that happens with their cousin that is like this really huge small event, like moment event, not small in terms of weight, but like
Yeah.
small in terms of time, that really changes the whole course of this family. And you see between these flashbacks how all these little events have affected these characters and their choices have affected these characters. And there's other characters in here too, but these are kind of the big ones. And you also see how like the political landscape changes and the way the choices politically affect India between the '60s and the '90s. And I mean, I think that the story itself is really interesting. It's a very meandering tale. If you want like a straightforward tale, you're not going to get it. It really does kind of weave back and forth,
Interesting.
pretty meandering. I think is a
Yeah.
good word for it. It you sort of float back and forth between these time periods. So sometimes it can be a little jarring, but I loved it. The language is very. I think this is the kind of book. There's some books that are really good orally, and
Hmm.
this is the kind of book that's really written to be said out loud because the way she plays with language and the way she repeats things. Some of the criticisms of this book, I think, are criticisms because you're reading it on the page, but when you listen to some things, like the
Yeah.
repetitive nature of certain phrases, come across very differently when they're oral tellings than when they're like reading tellings, like physical reading.
Mm.
And then the way she smushes language together, she plays with language. I thought it was phenomenal. I really loved it. I'm in the team that loves it. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's the God of Small Things. I wish you would read it.
Wow. Sometimes that repetitive nature of writing certain passages really works. I like how Julia Asuka does that too. And that
Hmm.
novella, The Buddha in the Attic, I just found it to be very like powerful and kind of like makes the situation that they're writing about feel that much more like serious,
Hmm.
because of the repetitive style in which those passages are written. Just kind of sears in your mind that like this is a serious thing we're talking about here. I liked it. I will have to
Hmm.
pick that up. I have a feeling we'll find that when we're out thrifting
I
in a
got
couple of
it at
months.
McKay's, so
Yeah,
you should be able to get it there.
yeah, because I will not be visiting any physical stores until you come up here. Okay, before we check out, I just want to remind everyone about our summer read, which is Chain Gang All Stars. I know we announced this in January along with our reading schedule for the year, but just another reminder: Chain Gang All Stars by Nana Kwame. It's going to be in the show notes.
I
Now
was
the
gonna
pub date,
say, Naomi,
yeah,
I'm proud of you for trying because I can't. I have
yeah,
such
I'm
a
trying
hard
so hard.
time.
But
I
so
couldn't
the
say
pub date
straight jacket,
moved.
okay?
The pub date was in April, but now it's May 2nd. But this will be our summer read, for June, July, or whatever. So pre-order now because it's supposed to be really good. So it says, "Welcome to Chain Gang All Stars, the highly popular, highly controversial profit-raising program in America's private prison system. Harkening back to the time of gladiators, prisoners compete for the ultimate prize, their freedom." I don't know what else you need to be drawn in by this book. Here it
Sounds really
is.
good.
TBR Lowdown Summer Read. Pre-order your copy now. All right.
Yes, join us. So psyched.
Join us. Oh, yes. And thank you, Pantheon, for our advance copies. We so appreciate it.
Yes.
I love Pantheon.
And thank you to Hogarth for sending me an arc of Greek lessons.
Boom. Thank you to all the publishers. All right. Well, that's going to do it for us. Whew. Knocking them out today. Knocking them out. All right, y'all. Follow us on tbrlowdown.com. TBR Lowdown on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, all those things. Subscribe to our newsletter, our Patreon, the Discord. I remembered.
She remembered TikTok exists.
If you forget anything, just know you can always go to our website, tbrlowdown.com, and everything that you need is there. That's going to do it for us. We're out of here. Bye.